Ladies and gentlemen, good evening and welcome to another episode of Trudge Report. This is a recovery-based podcast, but don't worry, if you're not sober or not ready to be sober or not of legal drinking age like Corey, we talk about plenty of other things, including sports, trending topics, and a good bit of nonsense. My name is Shawn, and I am your host. I'm joined by my good friends and fellow trudgers. Please remember to listen on Apple, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts. Our videos will be posted each week, so you can watch episodes on YouTube and Facebook. But as always, please be sure to download on your listening platforms. Remember to like and subscribe on all social media outlets with the handle @TrudgeReportPod. We are brought to you by Stella Mix Podcast Management and our wonderful producer and editor, Miss Janine Stella. Gentlemen, happy recording Monday. Good evening. It's nice to be back. Let's start with Mr. Phillips up in the Great Midwest. How are you this evening, sir?
I'm slightly perturbed at a couple things, but I'm doing my best. It's been a good week. It's good to see you back, Shawn. That razor's edge almost got you, but you're able to kick out with a 2 count. So
2.5.
2.5. We like that. Had a great time this weekend watching SummerSlam. Great 2-night event. I'm a little perturbed. It's after the 4th of July, right? So we are officially, for those of us that are horror aficionados, heading into spooky season. Went and saw a couple. I've seen a couple quote unquote scary movies lately that were not at all. I feel like we're losing track of how to make a good horror movie. So I guess instead of complaining and bitching about it, I could just start writing my own and send them in. My lady and I went and saw Together. I don't know if you guys seen trailers for that. There's a movie by Dave Franco and Allison Brie, who are a real life couple, and it looked like a great body horror film, and it ended up being like this piece about reading between the lines of codependency, and it actually it was supposed to be like a scary ending, and the whole theater, including Lauren, could not stop fucking laughing, like cracking up at this movie. So I think overall I give it like a 4.5 out of 10. Just a stinker. But if you're in for a good laugh, that's an unintentional, not supposed to be laugh. I won't spoil it for anybody, but the last scene was just supposed to be like super gruesome and weird and awkward. Is just it'll make you laugh uncontrollably. In other news, I am marked safe from a Celsius / high noon relapse. I don't know if you boys have heard about this, but the old Astro Vibe flavored Celsius, which is the company is also owned by the same company that makes the High Noon vodka seltzers, accidentally sent out thousands of cans of Celsius Astro Vibe, which is for those who don't know, a non-alcoholic, supposed to be like one of the healthy for you energy drinks. But yeah, they sent out a bunch of High Noon labeled as Celsius Astro Vibe in states, Florida.
That explains a lot about
looking
my
at
weekend.
you guys. Yeah, there you go.
Explains why Bill blacked out and can't remember the weekend.
Michigan, New York, Ohio, Oklahoma, South Carolina, Virginia, and Wisconsin. So Bill, check with Avia. Make sure she wasn't sipping. Okay. But yeah, crazy, man. And pretty nuts for us alcoholics. I'd be pissed if I I don't know what you call it, an accidental relapse on some Celsius, dude.
It's called a free lapse.
Yeah.
Yes.
Some would be happy.
Some would be happy. That's wild. I've had that flavor too, but not in a very long time.
Yeah.
Which flavor was it again?
It was Astro Vibe Sparkling Blue Raz Edition.
I mean, that's about as fruity as it gets.
Yeah, I skipped that one over. Just give me a straight peach.
Corey,
or
what's
nice
that one taste
cherry
like?
limeade.
Peach green tea one, dude. Hell yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I didn't drink it, so.
How was your weekend, Bill?
It was solid. I did a little relaxing. Been preparing, guys. Back to school next week. Single father. A lot of Googling. A lot of figuring. I think this week we are gonna. What's that?
No,
Sean,
you said. I thought you meant back to school for you. You mean for Abe?
Yeah,
Yeah. I got it.
Well, it's me too. I'm part of the
Both of us, yeah.
program.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're a team. And so, yeah, I did all that, and I got all the supplies for the school. I mean, that's like 10 bags of stuff for the school, and so now I have to figure out how to do her hair for the first day of school. So that'll be fun.
Tax-free week, baby.
yes.
Tax-free week, whatever the hell that is, and also going to Lion Safari with my daughter next weekend. She doesn't watch us, so she's not going to know about this little surprise.
Have you been there recently, Bill?
I've never been.
Dude, I went years and years and years ago when I was a young lad, and it stunk. And I took the girls with my mom like maybe a year and a half, 2 years ago. Amazing. They've added so much stuff. I think she's gonna love it. They have water parks. Like they've added so much stuff. Like you have the drive-through with the animals, which is really, really cool. I mean, they literally are like come right up to the car. Some of them you're not allowed to touch for obvious reasons. Others you can like roll the window down and pet. That's really cool.
We
But
talking
then, like,
lions here, or what are we talking?
well, they have all kinds of stuff. They have
lions outside your car though.
Those are probably in like behind a barricade, but
Sign me up for that,
dude. A lot of the animals you're gonna see are just roaming free and come right up to your car.
You just inspired one, Sean. Real quick, would you guys not free dive, but go into a cage with great white sharks? In the
like,
vicinity?
Are they in the cage with you? Or
No. Like they're attracting them to the local area, and you're watching them from the cage.
Hell yeah.
Me too. It's a life goal. We're going, Greg.
In a cage, though. In a cage. Yeah, in a cage, I would. I'm not.
But I think you have to get in the water to get. No, maybe you go from boat right into cage. I'm good with that.
You go usually boat into cage.
No water, no cage type of deal for me. Like I got to go right into that cage. I don't want to go jump in.
I would say it's not on my bucket list, but like if I was on vacation and had the opportunity, I'd do it. But I'm not like, oh my God, I have to do it.
The four of us doing that would be a hell of a spectacle. We may have to do this in our.
We could have like a cage match underwater.
Yeah. So just a thought there, but yeah, I would definitely do it. It's on my bucket list. So. But yeah, Lion Safari, I'm pumped, Sean. Yeah, you're right. I saw.
Now, is that the one that's owned by that bitch Carol Baskin or what?
Damn.
I don't think so.
Deep good bitch there.
So.
I'm Team Joe Exotic all the way, baby. Come on.
Yeah, when's he getting a pardon?
Trump's working on
what the fuck?
Trump's working on it. It's like 6 years so far.
He's not working on it.
Come on.
Didn't everyone vote for him for that? Wasn't that?
I heard that he's gonna put him in charge of Alligator Alcatraz when he pardons him. He's gonna be like, yo, straight to the top. He's a little busy, guys. He's got a lot on his plate. If you haven't realized, he'll get to it. All
right.
He'd have a lot of pardon.
Joe Dirt would have a lot of boyfriends out in Alcatraz there.
Joe Dirte.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
Yeah. So free my
Corey, man. How are you, Corey?
I'm good.
I missed you. I want you to know that.
Well, you'd invite me to more things if that was true, but whatever. I'm fine. I watched wrestling, including tonight, for the past 4 nights, which is great.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
I love wrestling.
That's
love
like
wrestling.
me when the Masters is on.
Dude, I love wrestling. It's like, do you guys have anything that like take you back to being a child and just like you just forget about all the worries for a while? You suspend disbelief. It's like,
I love it.
This is awesome.
I watched a lot of Boy Meets World while I was sick. That brought me back.
All right, that's
Topanga.
Dude.
Topanga.
Actually, Corey and Eric's mom, she was fine.
Yeah.
Oh, you're one of those.
That's the right answer.
You're one of those.
She's pretty.
The distinguished woman right there.
There you go. That's right.
Remember
Raised
Suzanne
3
Summers?
kids. Come on now.
The blonde on
Three's Company, baby. Come on.
And wasn't she on the Tim the Toolman Taylor one? Or no? Is that Three's Company only?
That was Three's Company, yeah.
She was hot though too.
That should be a future segment of like
what old woman did you ever crush on?
Sitcom moms, ranking our top 5 sitcom moms.
I love that.
You know?
I like hey, what was the Who Framed Roger Rabbit, the chick, the cartoon? I never thought
Jessica Rabbit.
Fucking hot. What the hell's up with that? She's still hot to me. You guys don't think so?
I mean, she's a cartoon.
I think
But
he,
she's sexy,
are you
dude.
sure you haven't had a few Astro vibes this weekend?
There's something about her. She's got a real She's 2D, but she's got a 3D personality, dude. Sorry, go ahead, Corey.
Corey, what did you think of the Brock Lesnar return?
Awful.
Brock.
Awful.
He's
dude.
overrated.
Awful.
Hey, was Jelly Roll in the wrestling?
Damn right he was.
He wrestled?
He was terrible.
He was terrible.
He built like Bam Bam Bigelow.
Way worse than that. No, Brock sucks. I hate Brock Lesnar.
No,
dude.
dude.
No, I really do. It's just he doesn't do anything for me, dude. Like there's no charisma. It's just like it's literally he's only prominent because he's built like a freaking brick house. You know what I mean?
But you say that, but you like the Undertaker. I mean, what does?
Because he was fucking. Have you ever seen the Undertaker shoot lightning out of his hands?
Yeah, but my point is he didn't have like a real he didn't have like a dialogue about anything. He just would like walk around and stare at shit.
No, this is even no. You want to use a better analogy. Corey loves and has always loved the Big Red Machine, Kane.
Oh yeah,
literally.
Kane was
the guy for the first 5 years said nothing. Not a single word was uttered. It was just a guy in a mask walking around.
Well,
but that was kind of Rey Mysterio too, right? Like Rey Mysterio never said anything. Like, how do you like this guy? There's nothing to him.
Okay, here's the thing about Kane though. He was burned alive as a child. First off, and
somehow he's now miraculously a good-looking older governor
for about 20 years.
Mayor,
until it was time to fight his brother.
For Man in the Iron Mask.
It is this. It's like the same story. Yeah, they stole it.
That's a classic.
Stole that, and they basically stole that story and wrote it for him.
Can I tell you? Can I tell you guys? I'm going to tell you guys two things, and then I don't want to talk anymore. One about Kane. So our buddy Kyle and I met somebody who is good friends with Glenn Jacobs, otherwise known as Kane, a few years ago. And we were like, hey, will you like send them something for us? And he's like, yeah, what do you want to do? And I said, I don't know. Let's just like take a picture of us flexing and threaten him. So that's what we did. We challenged him and the Undertaker. And the response we got was, wow. That was it.
You should have sent him a charred steak.
That's my response to that.
Who's your favorite wrestler of all time?
Kane. It's probably
Kane or Dave Matthews. If you could meet one or the other.
Dave Matthews.
Okay, that is not even close, huh? Okay.
No, Kane of all time, probably. It just he always was. Like from the earliest times I can remember watching wrestling, he always was.
You're the only person on the planet that Kane is your favorite wrestler of all time.
I don't think he's like the greatest of all time or anything. Though. I don't think he's anywhere close. But he's like my personal favorite, I think.
Interesting.
Anyway, the other thing I want to tell you guys, not even you guys, I want to tell Shawn. Shawn,
yes.
My sister.
You too.
My sister mentioned gifting me a set of golf clubs that were my grandfather. So I'm going to take up golf so you'll invite me places.
Okay.
So anything for some
Corey, if you go golfing, I'll go golfing.
All right. I just need friends. I mean, I don't know what's happened.
I don't know about all that.
You guys have got to get good first because of all of the spiritual Shawnisms that we all know. I've heard some stories about how he gets how he can get on that golf course, boy. And if you aren't pulling your weight, if you're
I'd like to hear some of these
if you
stories.
keep shaking him off into the side, this man is not gonna he's not gonna let you be on the tee with him now.
Lad McDonald comes out.
I have plenty of friends that stink at golf.
Hey, I have one more thing actually.
He goes golfing with Michael, so I mean.
No, not in a very long time, but not in many,
there it is.
Not in many years. I guess there is a level then. There is.
I wish we had Michael queued up right now. Like we could bring him in here to talk about it.
Whatever. Shawn, not even Shawn, you guys. Hello. Hey, we got time for this. Can we get a review on the new Happy Gilmore movie?
Oh yeah, I watched it.
Everybody watch it? What do you think, Shawn?
I thought it was fantastic. I really did. I don't think it's gonna. No, I disagree, producer Janine. I thought they brought back all the old jokes. They brought back almost all the old characters. They had they had so many professional golfers that actually had like funny little things, and every celebrity The storyline was a little whack, but here's the thing. Number one, you don't watch Happy Gilmore for the storyline. Like, you're not looking for it to win like an award. It was really funny, a lot funnier than I thought it would be. Here's the big thing. The whole premise of it, like did you guys see it?
Yeah.
Yes.
Did you see it, Bill?
Hell no.
The whole premise of it. So the whole like new golf league that they created, the Bad Golf League, that's a total play on what's currently going on in the game of golf. Correct, producer Janine. Currently in the game of golf, Live Golf (LIV) is a new faction of professional golf that has splintered the entire golf world. It would literally be like if half the NFL players like went to Dubai and started a professional football league, and they didn't play the teams here in the NFL except for like maybe 4 times a year, right? So that's kind of, you have to know that. But all that aside, I thought it was very good. I thought it was very good. The first is still a classic, and it always will be, and I think it's better. But as far as like shitty sequels go, that was actually pretty good.
We didn't mention it last week, did we, Greg?
No.
I don't want to be redundant. Okay.
I thought it was funny.
I too. I thought it was great. You're right about the storyline. Although I would argue that the first Happy Gilmore, the storyline did matter. I mean, we wanted
100%. The storyline was good in the first one.
Yeah,
Like, it was like,
for sure.
you know,
Well,
he's saving his grandma's house.
It's the same type of storyline. He needs to make money and quick.
Well,
Yeah.
that's why it's shitty. It's not original.
Well,
I give it
No.
a 6.7 out of 10.
Okay.
That's not bad. What was stupid was the whole weird golf thing and the last 30 minutes.
Yeah,
kind of.
I would agree with that.
You know
Corey.
what pisses me off, Missioner, and I'm surprised you haven't mentioned it, but of the 65 fucking cameos they put in there, you couldn't get Dave Matthews, who cameos in all of your other fucking movies. You couldn't give him a part. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
And the guy's usually, and this isn't biased here, this is just, the guy's usually absolutely hilarious in whatever little bit role Sandler throws him in, you know?
I was thinking about that. Remember when he was Ozzy on SNL or something like that?
Yeah.
That was funny as hell. But yeah, it was a good movie.
the Eminem cameo is great.
That was the best.
Dude, Bad Bunny was great. Bad Bunny
great.
was phenomenal in the movie.
Travis Kelce sucks.
Travis
Absolutely
Kelce
sucks.
did suck. Yes,
I wish he would have gotten eaten by a bear.
He did
Correct.
suck.
The first 3 minutes of the movie though just really throws you for a
Bro, I
loop.
couldn't believe she's dead. Claire Dunphy, dude. I got a major crush
was
on Claire
wild.
Dunphy.
Yeah. So spoiler alert on that.
Spoiler
Yeah.
alert. I don't care about ruining somebody's movie watching experience. I really don't.
That tracks.
Yeah, fuck.
That tracks.
Join the club on being disappointed by things in life. That's what happens. You know, I was hoping that Shawn wanted to be my friend. Here we are.
I don't know where this is all coming from. Is it just because you didn't see me last week?
That's probably
He
has
missed
something to do
you.
with it.
He missed you.
I showed up to our home group last week, Corey, when I shouldn't have.
I wasn't there.
I know you weren't. I know.
It was a good decision on my part, for once.
Anyways,
Yeah,
good
let's
stuff.
talk.
Bill, do you wanna do that real quick? I don't know if it might be not so much on the spot anymore, but
Yeah. So last week we did a little
hold on. First, I want to say thank you on air to all of you for just taking care of the show last week while I was down and out, but to Bill specifically for stepping up and hosting. It sounded like you had a great little format, and just the clips I saw were awesome. So just like,
thanks, Shawn. I know I'm the best. People also say I'm very humble. I appreciate that. So, Shawn, quick question for you.
Okay.
Knowing what you know today, Shawn, what would your ideal profession be?
Professional golf.
Professional golf. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, the follow-up question to that is, do you think AI will affect that field or the current field that you're in the next 5 to 10 years?
Current field I'm in, for sure, more. Yes.
As in workers will be lost, or
I don't know if workers will be lost, because there is a large human component. For those who don't know that are listening, I work in the child welfare industry, so there's a lot of face-to-face personal contact. But I can guarantee you, like, just here's a quick idea. As a case manager, I had so many official reports I had to write to the court systems. I could just see people just totally AIing those things,
Right.
left and right, you know.
Oh,
So
lawyers are doing that left and right, and they're not reading
yeah.
them, and
So
they're
so
getting
I
in
think
trouble.
it'll definitely, affect that industry, the social work industry, more than
Golf,
professional golf.
obviously, it's not going to affect because that's just
Golf with
performance
the
sport.
stats and stuff. They, I mean, they are using a lot of cool AI stuff for like player enhancement and statistical analysis,
Yeah,
and
I
but
meant
not
from like an
a
amount of
person.
employees in the
I
industry
would
that you're
say if we're talking about affecting the amount of jobs humans hold, still my current profession, child welfare.
Have you
Okay.
guys as a little side note here, have you guys seen the whole thing with UPS and how they're going to like they've basically offered 20,000 workers. They said, hey, depending on your years of service, here's X amount of dollars per year to basically buy you out of employment.
Wow.
Because
Well, we could get in a whole episode
they
on
have
on
like
that because
robots that are
there's a
doing
lot.
stuff that are AI powered robots that are loading and unloading the trucks 4 times faster than a human can.
I got two
Well-
AI powered robots at home named Grace and Sophia.
Well, they
Ooh,
don't
yeah.
need cigarette breaks, so they don't get hurt, they don't complain, so it makes a lot of sense. Shawn, next question for you, my friend. Do you manicure your own beard, or is this done in the barber chair?
I do all my own beard stuff. I do, however, I
How do you
do
get the
go.
long ones? I want to know. Like,
So, all right, I got a thing for that. So, I do go
help
to
the
the.
gentleman's out here with the.
I do go to Great Clips to get my head shaved because I can never get my ears in the back right. So I do go spend 15, 20 bucks on that real quick. But I always tell them just fade right here and leave the rest of the beard alone. So what I do is after a shower, after a good condition, you got to get up in there, Pert Plus, baby.
Mm-hmm.
Shampoo and 2-in-1 shampoo and conditioner. Get up
Mm-hmm.
in there good after a good shower. When it's wet, I comb it straight out. And what happens is all the wild and crazies kind of pop out a little, and then I take my razor and I just ever so slightly around the perimeter.
And this piece stays
Yep. It just
length
goes there.
consistent like that.
Yeah, I mean, there's always
You don't
there's always
trim
gonna
it?
be.
Listen, it's not new. The Amish have been doing this for
Yeah.
500 years.
But
Bill.
seriously, you don't trim the bush of your beard. It just
No, very very rarely. I might take a little tiny bit off the
Impressive.
bottom, but I comb it out, and the ones that are like longer, I'll go around a couple times the perimeter.
Trim the bush, baby. You gotta.
That's a deep cut, Janine, an old Adam Sandler song.
I
which
assumed
is-
you've been trimming the bush, dude, this
It's
entire
called "Trim
time.
My Bush." It's an old Adam Sandler song. It's a hilarious song, by the way. But yeah, I just do that, and
I'm impressed by your genetics.
that's
All
it.
right,
Thank
next question. When you put your shirt on, do you try to match it to your shoes every day?
I don't really wear shoes.
What the fuck?
Like legitimately,
That
I
was a
have
question
I
from
have
last week.
work shoes that are black, so I just wear whatever. So no, I do not match my work shirt to my shoes. I have golf shoes that are also black, so I don't try to match that. And I have my like gym shoes / pickleball shoes, but I cannot tell you the last time I was like, oh, this shirt would go good with these shoes for pickleball. And then the rest of my life, I'm spent pretty much in flip flops. So the only time I will is if I'm going to like a wedding or a fancy establishment. I got brown shoes, black shoes, that kind of thing.
All right, last question, real quick, and these are all new questions, by the way, because I didn't know if you studied or not.
I like.
If food at your table, you're at the table with your wife, food comes out and it's so not delicious that she and you are both unwilling to eat the food. Is it appropriate to make a complaint and ask for your money back for that item?
If it's so unedible, yeah, absolutely.
Like you didn't eat, like you ate like a quarter of it.
I probably wouldn't even get through that much. Yeah, I think it's appropriate under those circumstances if it's that unedible. If it's something that like I can tell the quality of food is good, I just made a poor choice and I just don't like the taste, maybe I'll eat some or order something else or eat my wife's. But no, if it's like really bad and inedible, I think it's totally okay to ask for your money back or just to like order something else.
Do you think in that scenario you'd give the waiter or waitress less of a tip?
No, I don't think so. I
you
would try to
sure?
always. I would say this. I would try to always base my tip off the waiter's performance. So like if I complain
Right.
and they are like, yes, sir, we'll get it taken care of right away, then they're probably going to get even more of a tip because I feel bad. But if they're like a crappy waiter and the food stinks, then yeah, they'll probably get like a little bit less. But I try to having worked in the industry for a lot of years, if the food is bad, I know that's not a waiter problem. You know what I mean?
All right. It checks out. So,
Very
Shawn,
cool.
we appreciate it. Knee-jerk reactions from you. Put you in the hot seat for a minute.
By the way, Corey, I love S&M rehab. I'm down with that.
Did you?
Corey literally got off the podcast while you started talking. He's very resentful at you.
That's okay.
Your complimentary ball gag's on its way, Shawn.
That was a funny clip. That was really funny. That made me laugh out loud as I was posting it the other day.
That's a great one.
Good stuff.
It's got a whopping 7 views, so let's not promote it or anything, Corey.
Yeah.
Watching wrestling in your undies over there.
I kind of am. Where did the S&M come from, though? That has nothing to do with.
I thought Shawn McDonald, S&M.
You said it last week on the pod.
Yeah,
no, I know.
Or somebody said it.
He said it. But I'm wondering where he came up with that. He said, "Are you and Shawn gonna have a rehab? Is it gonna be called S&M?" And Shawn and McDonald. It has nothing to do with me. So no.
Shawn and Missioner.
You'd be a silent partner.
Shawn and Missioner.
There you go.
Yeah, Shawn and Missioner. There. That's what it was. Greg, thank you.
Greg
I just thought it was funny because it did seem like it was slightly out of left field, and that was the funny part about it.
Yeah.
But
we're letting it rip, baby.
Well,
very good.
I'm getting a paddle too with my.
Well, guys, thank you again for last week.
The Eagles are getting it paddled this year too, so you can throw that hat out. But
fucking 4 weeks till we go 1-0. Kick Dallas's ass.
You guys, you played Dallas first, yeah. We're gonna have an NFL preview season fantasy pod coming up as well. Also, we've got to talk about maybe not yet, but a little baseball coming up. We're starting to get in the dog days of summer. But until then, for the rest of tonight, Mr. Greg, I'm going to let you set the stage, if that's all right, for the recovery topic. Talk a little bit about it. Explain to us what we're talking about tonight.
Yeah, well, I figured we could just kind of all let it rip on it, and just kind of see where the conversation takes us. But something I always like, I gotta give credit where it's due. I mean, Bill always brings up this analogy of water seeking its own level, and it was a little more prevalent in my family, a member of my family, this past week, where it's just this kind of constant. There's always issues surrounding this one person and their behavior and their mindset and the people that they surround themselves with and the rest of their tight-knit family members and their children and stuff like that. And we sit here and wonder why the same things keep happening to said person. And obviously I'm not, I'm speaking very, very general. But when I finally kind of said to this person the other day, pretty bluntly, that like, you surround yourself with losers and you're a loser, right? And I realized that I was using that analogy that I've heard so many times. It's been shared on this podcast, and I've read it places. But the water seeks its own level, right? And so I just thought it would be a cool discussion to have. Who we surround ourselves with, the environments we put ourselves in, and even just for our own, our own spirituality. Like, what is our subconscious or conscious mindset that we're putting ourselves in every day to be the best humans we can be, right? The good, valuable humans, and not revert back to the life of loserdom, I guess. So I kind of want to just open up that discussion, and I've got some stuff on it, but kind of see how you guys felt, and we'll go from there.
Yep.
Thank you, Greg.
Hey, so I was just gonna say something.
Go ahead.
When you proposed this topic, I thought about like the old thing about how, like, we hear a lot, like, not to take other people's inventory and stuff like that. And it's like, kind of in that regard, completely bogus to say that. Like, you have to a degree. I have to take the inventory of the people around me to an extent. I don't need to focus on all the negatives of everybody, which I will do, and I'll get very judgmental, and I'll eventually, like, that path only leads me to judging myself out of the room I'm supposed to be in, with other people in recovery and stuff, because all of a sudden I'm different than everybody. But at the same time, you also hear in some rooms, like, stick with the winners or whatever, which is, it's kind of a weird way to put it anyway. I think we just make up things, and
We do.
and it's ridiculous sometimes, but, like,
Totally.
whatever. Like, the sentiments there, right? So, like, I always like to say, like, I mentioned it before, I used to hear "don't make friends in treatment" too, and it just never occurred to me because I had already made some friends in treatment. But I would say that I made some friends in treatment that were, like, doing the right things. And I think when somebody actually wants to change or better themselves, that they will seek people to be around that are bettering themselves and stuff like that. And that's what happened for me. And I met the circle that I have now today by way of those things happening, I guess. Like today, and I not often, but I occasionally recognize the fact that I got a pretty good circle in the case that I don't ever feel like and that you guys would laugh, I guess, but, like, the way I'm gonna put this, but, like, I don't ever feel like I'm the most spiritual person in the room, or by any means, and I don't think I'm normally, like, the worst off either. And I think that it's a pretty good spot to be in, right? There's somebody to help in the room, but there's also somebody to learn from in the room, and that's how I want, like, my friendship circle to be.
I like that.
Too. You know what I mean? So that's what I'll say for now.
I like that. Bill, do you want to go next, or do you want me to go and you can round it out?
You
What do you want to talk?
Go ahead.
Great topic. First off, Greg, and it is something that we've probably touched on before. It's very prevalent. I think a couple things. From a logistical standpoint, I think, because I often think about this myself, I do agree on a macro level, on the whole, that who we place ourselves around, the people that we invite into our lives, and the people that we are constantly around is a reflection on us to an extent, and we can either be brought up by them or taken down, vice versa. And I think, to Corey's point, like, we all kind of have people that we learn from, some people that we learn from and can help at the same time. I think it goes both ways, especially in our circle, right? Especially once you get a lot of years of sobriety, it's kind of like those lines kind of go away, and it's just a kind of a two-way street. But I think in recovery, what we do specifically, it's twofold, because we do, especially in mentorship and in trying to help new people, we do place ourselves around some sick and suffering, God love them, but imbeciles, because that's what our gods call us to do, right? That's part of what our program calls us to do, is to help the next sick and suffering out. And I know it's a little different. We're not necessarily, like, friends with them right away, or, like, hanging out with them. I'm not necessarily playing golf with them, or, like, going bowling all the time, like, as a friend group with them. But we do have to place ourselves around sometimes the sickest of the sick, some of the most unsavory characters in the world, because we're called to help them, and because other people did it for us when we were those unsavory characters and didn't know, what did old lawnmower Gary used to say? Didn't know whether to scratch my watch or wind my ass, right? So when we were that sick and suffering, people did it for us. So I think, specifically in mentorship and in service to others and helping the next sick and suffering alcoholic or drug addict, we do have to place ourselves around some people that, like, I'm not placing myself around to go watch Happy Gilmore on Friday at a buddy's house and eat pizza. Like, that's a totally different group. That being said, I agree with Corey. To an extent, we take other people's inventory. The other way I heard it was, don't judge other people. Well, we kind of have to judge, especially, maybe not so much people, but situations, especially in early sobriety or the longer we stay sober. Because we have to be able to discern and realize, like, no, I don't want to go to the strip club with that group of physically sober people, because that's not conducive to a spiritual way of life. And I don't think that's the right thing to do. I can judge that, situation. And I guess you're judging those people too, to an extent, but I think there is a large part in that. And I would say I have, like, I know a lot of people. I am friendly with a lot of people. I have a lot of people that I would say, "Hey, brother, how you doing? Hey, this, hey, that." Um, Producer Janine says she's super fun at a strip club. I believe that. Um,
What if they're
but
going
as
there for
far as
service work for like single moms?
yeah,
Right.
as far
Just
as
joking.
people that I confide in and really that know like every bit of my life, there's not a whole lot. There's not a whole lot of those people. That specific group I choose to keep very small. That circle is very tight. And I am, if I'm coming to you with a life issue or something I need guidance on, it's because that our water is virtually the same level, or I look up to you or respect where you've been or your opinion. So that's what I got for now.
Yeah, I agree with all you guys. There's a saying in your network is your net worth. And I think we're talking about, for me, I'm talking about two different items. You're talking about credits and debits. So on one side of this circle, you have the people pulling you up. And in my mind, that should be greater than the sum of the ones like Shawn is talking about that you're trying to help. In fact, it should greatly outweigh that. And for me, I think on the positive side, for the up people, I'm usually going to them. They're usually attracting me. So in that sense, my vibe is going to attract those people in a certain sense. And if they in society or human nature essentially let me into their aura or their circle, it's because that vibe that I'm giving off is similar to that. And then the people that I'm trying to help, it's more or less an attraction thing. I'm trying to attract those people towards me so that I can lift them up. And I find it kind of funny that in that ecosystem, the heavier it is on the positive side, the easier it is to really pull people up in their life. And it's an incredible thing to see, because when you can see the big board like that, things just change. And I was a guy that always chose the lowest of the low because I was the weakest of the weak in my mind. I had no confidence, I had no abilities, and I knew that, but I just did everything I could to hide it. I never applied myself to learn society or to learn a craft or anything like that. So I always ran and hid based out of fear. And once I learned that it was mentioned by a couple of you guys already, that if I hang out in the halfway house, I'm going to get halfway results and I'm going to get the same bull crap I always had to deal with. I began to slowly work my way through those situations. And as you go along, I learned a lot of like, okay, I wanted to be around this kind of water. And then, that became an isolated puddle that I had to leave. And some people stick around through that and some don't. I have love for everybody. But, it's just when you really find your tribe of people, it just comes. The universe speaks to you. And another thing is, this is why this is important, is no matter who we are, we're all biased. It's human nature.
Sure.
Extremely biased. We also think that our objective opinion is worth more than it is.
Yep.
Because we really are not able to separate it. We're just a walking experience, subjective to everything we've been through, and that's what we think the truth is. But when I surround myself with those people that, damn, I never thought I could be on that level or this level, I begin to see their truth. And then I get that different perspective and ability to see other things. So I don't know. The world is a beautiful place, and the more you elevate yourself and elevate your mind, the smaller it becomes. But because the more you understand it, and you understand the beauty of it, and it's a good thing. And then I've seen incredible things, even more recently with people that I'm helping that are just amazing. Like just seeing people really build true life confidence through recovery, or even people not in recovery. And it's such a blessing. I mean, these are like one of my favorite things to do, that all three of you guys also mentioned too, was bringing up people on the other side. So
Right.
yeah.
Well, I like that. Like what my own subjective interpretation is certainly like my truth. But yeah, like we have to be able to see different truths and see from other people's perspective, right? Or else we're just in our own personal little echo chamber at all times. And I do like what all you guys brought up with it. Certainly, like with what Shawn was saying, of course, when we're helping and mentoring other people, and I think the big switch for that happened with me where I stopped being angry at those people for their transgressions in my mind, or what I presume them to be, and I stopped showing my anger, because sometimes I can be angry and it be fine. I'm not gonna like blast somebody or something like that, but it shows all over in my on my face and my body language, and I can't be helpful to anybody when I'm like that. So,
Yeah.
But certainly prayer for those people, even immediately after dropping them off. Like, I know you guys have all experienced it, and certainly all of our friends in recovery have. But when you're working with a person that's like stuck in a victim's mentality, that for
Yeah.
me is probably the worst. We're talking before the episode aired about somebody who's stuck in an ego, a high elevated self-worth of themselves. That's another one that's
Conflated
tough.
self-worth.
Yes.
Yep.
But we're all God's children, and but for the grace of God go I, and I was that, all those people and then some at one point in time. But no, I really like what you guys brought up. What do you guys think as far as for our own personal, like for our spirituality, for our daily mindset? How do you like, I always use or I think of the example of like the stress of the job, right? And going into the job today is going to suck, right? Well, like what are we doing? Or I got to deal with this difficult person at the job, so what are we doing to set ourselves on the right track in the morning or whatever, so that way, hey, this is where my level is at up here. Let me maybe try and help bring you up to it if I can.
I think that the easiest thing about that, or the number one thing that comes to mind, is if I'm going into the situation already expecting it to be negative and the outcome to be negative and the interaction with the person or the day to be negative, then it most certainly will be. It's super cheesy, but it's the whole, a positive attitude will get you everywhere that a negative attitude won't. So like, I have to take that mindset. If I know I have to potentially deal with a problematic person, I just will say some extra prayers for that person during my morning meditation, which I think is a caveat side. Like, and I know you weren't suggesting this, Greg, but I think for me, my morning routine, while it might vary a little bit in terms of what type of meditation or prayer I'll do, um, the morning routine itself for me is static. Like it's and not static in a bad way, but it's consistent. I'm doing it no matter what, whether I'm excited about the day or have apprehension about the day. I'm doing it no matter what, same as always, good, bad, or indifferent. But if I take that mindset and I say, okay, I know I have to deal with so and so, and I have those memories of the past, like I just try to kind of put all that, the good vibes, out into the world and into the situation. And just try to remember my own spiritual principles while dealing with it. But yeah, if I have a negative attitude about it, it's almost certainly going to go bad.
Mm-hmm.
Period.
Yeah. So Corey, were you gonna go? No?
Go where?
Okay, so I would say lately too, Greg, I think that's something that is constantly evolving, right? Hopefully. But lately I've been focusing on, if I get in a situation, first of all, if I'm thinking about the person at work that sucks that bad or whatever for over a month, from my experience, like something has to change drastically, and sometimes you'll sit on that for 5-10 years, but something needs to change. I mean, that's just my experience. If you like, so especially if you've been praying on it, because I mean, that's usually what's supposed to lift that up. My experience is, how do I not incite the human psyche of that person to get all off kilter? And that's very important, because I at a base level, what am I trying to get done? Well, like in this example, I'm trying to have a smooth day with this guy, right? Well, if I excite this guy, it's going to go off the rocker real quick, you know. And so I try to take that tact with people these days, and really think about what's this guy thinking about, like what motivates him, what is he thinking, like how can I gear him to stay on the tracks, you know? And obviously, with that, the caveat for me too is I have to stay neutral, calm, or positive in my own. You can't fake that, like you in your own aura in that room, and so that comes with discipline as well. But I really been focusing on what motivates this person, you know, because that's a really important way to like look at the human psychology of things, especially in a work environment, because some people are there to slack off. Well, you can play that game. I can play that game with you, you know, to pacify you. So there's ways to do it. I think you can get the best out of even someone who slacks off when you're doing that in the right way.
I would
And
agree.
and you can almost improve their life without them even knowing about it. So,
Yeah.
but Shawn is very right too. Starting the day, that internal monologue, if it's not positive, like you're in for a trip. You know what I mean? So
Right.
it's an important reminder.
Here's the thing about work, though. Like, in my experience, I was in a straight up toxic environment and like toxic spiritually. I'm not like, I don't know, whatever. And I sat there for probably a couple of years too long. Sitting there kind of being like, well, what can I do to improve the situation, and or whatever, like focusing on like my part, right, which is what we're taught to do, like taking my inventory and whatever, bitching the whole way too. I'm not trying to say like I was, sane about it, but a lot of the time, like, well, I just got to work harder. And I don't know. Gonna ask Shawn if he thought I should have been working harder or more or whatever. Probably not, right? But I guess to the point of this whole conversation is like, when it's time to go, it's time to go, no matter what the relationship, whether that's work or a friendship or whatever. Actually, honestly, I won't go into that, but I had one of those situations not that long ago either, where let go of a couple friends for the betterment of probably both of our lives, and I don't take that lightly either. I feel like for a long time, you hear people talk about like that kind of stuff, like, oh, I got a love from a distance and whatever. And I think like it's all that whole idea and concept is almost used too often to just be like, I actually hate that person. Like, that's what I'm trying to say right now. I'm just trying to sound spiritual about it. But in the case that I'm thinking of right now, like it was a friendship situation that was going bad for quite some time, and like not very outwardly, like not very, there weren't many blow-ups or anything, but it was just like the nature of the relationship was like turned selfish, probably on both ends, and it was like, so whatever. But anyway, that my point in saying all that is like, when it's time to go, it's time to go, and sometimes it's just like that. Like, we do have to just remove ourselves, from whatever, and not just for us, but for the other person too. And that definitely happened for me with one of my old jobs that I'm sure we're all familiar with, because I didn't shut up about it for 5 years. So,
well, I think that's like really true, but also like we would, spiritual maturity of knowing when a situation has reached its end, whether it's a job, a relationship, a business venture, whatever the case may be. Knowing when it's reached its end, knowing that, it's in the having that maturity and that understanding. But sometimes we do sit in it for too long, and all we can do is learn from that for the next experience.
And I mean, in in hindsight, excuse me, I said that like, I was probably there a couple years too long, but nothing God's world happens by mistake, right? So
There you
and
go.
honestly, and when I now that I'm thinking about it, I tried to leave once before in a similar situation. Like I was going to a similar situation, just without some of the people, I guess.
Yeah.
And dude, I shit you not. Last minute, I declined the job offer that would have gotten me out of that situation just because I didn't feel right about it. And maybe a month later, like the perfect thing fell into my lap. So
Yep.
that's
Yep.
pretty cool.
Yes,
well,
sir.
and I think too, to your point, Corey, you gotta know when it's done. And I think that shows a good, not only a good bit of self-awareness, but certainly of spiritual awareness, right? Like, because my life is totally different now, and certainly for myself over the course of the past 2+ years, like I have a family now, like a family at home, right? And like, so is my job, are the people that I have surrounded myself with, those people that, you talked about, like having to cut off some friendships or just push them further out because, in be it sounds selfish or not, at the end of the day, does it really matter how it sounds? Because it's like, is this serving my life, and which my life now revolves around my family at home, my extended family, right? And the people that I serve in the rooms of recovery, right? That I do my best to help. And those are the core of the most important things in my life
Yeah.
today, right? So if you are affecting those in a negative way, or if you're dragging that down for me, or if you're just living the kind of life that I'm not there anymore, it is, when it's time to walk away, it is just time to walk away.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you guys have been pushing me away by going on trips together and
We
kinds of stuff.
actually, Corey, you keep trying to pull away, and we won't let you.
You're not
won't
pulling
let
out
you.
of this one.
Yeah.
Spoiler alert, you've never pulled out anything, but
Oh,
Get it? Because I have kids.
I do think, Greg, to your point in closing on my end is when, as when I have a family, whatever that looks like, everything else in my life, if it's not making me a better family man, whether that's husband, father, stepfather, boyfriend, son, if it's not making me better, then maybe it's time to reevaluate those things, right? I truly believe that, and because really, like, my family is my number one priority, right? My relationship with God is obviously first and foremost. I don't want to, and I'm not trying to be Pollyanna with that, but like,
No.
truly, it has to be. But my family is everything to me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So if whatever I'm doing in the other parts of my life is not conducive to being a good man for my family, then it's time to look at it. So
Why don't you look at it?
very good, guys. That was like an intelligent, mature conversation. Look at us.
I hated it.
We've come a long way.
Back to the bullshit next week.
Back to the BS
Let's
next
talk
week.
about ball gags again.
That's true. We will. We will. We got to keep it light. Hey, we are sure God wants us to be happy, joyous, and free. So,
right.
anything in closing, guys? Anybody want to say anything about the
Janine,
topic
do you
or
want to
anything
come in
else?
here and tell us any strip club stories?
We'll save that, Janine. We'll save
no.
that for when we have
can-
you as an official guest on the podcast.
I can be the voice of God.
God, is that you at the poll?
That's me. That's me. I've had some fun stories. That's another episode. But I'm a blast to go with.
I believe it.
Can we do a Trudge Report live from Rachel's?
Yes.
I heard they have good steak.
Actually, I've had their steak there for lunch. It was all right.
Good.
It was all right.
Yeah.
Yeah, looking at vagina in front of me while I'm trying to eat a steak is not appetizing.
A little different,
Thank God
yeah.
it didn't look like roast beef, but
That's subjective, Janine. That's
Yeah,
subjective.
that's fine to
real
me. I
subjective,
don't understand.
I'll be honest. I want it. If I'm eating, I want to focus on eating. If I'm doing something, like, I don't want both of them at the same
Me
time.
too. Me,
What
I'm
if the
same
vagina
way.
was feeding you the
Don't come
steak?
to the Phillips household on a Sunday night then,
Oh,
right?
jeez.
Uh-oh.
That's steak night. All right.
Steak
Yeah,
night.
Sunday's my day to lay pipe too, Greg.
Wow. Well, there it is, the bullshit.
There we go. Yeah,
Yep.
we've back to true form.
Do you think AI will replace the stripper, Sean? Do you think they'll have a stripper that feeds you steak from its vagina in the next 5 to 10 years?
God, I hope not. That just
That'd
sounds
be
like a terrible existence for all of
There
us.
is no way anybody listens to us for like their spiritual content for the week. There's no possible way.
No, you know why? Because we're real and we like to laugh and have fun.
Yeah,
We don't-
exactly.
Man.
We don't have sticks up our ass, except maybe Corey
Or do
sometimes,
we?
but for the most part.
Trudge Report sticks. We're gonna brand everything.
All right, land it.
Shout out to our listeners. Please like, follow, share on all socials at Trudge Report Pod. Email us, trudgereportpod@yahoo.com. Send in your mailbag requests for topics, questions, and comments to any of these handles. Remember, we are all here. If anyone wants to talk about recovery and our experiences, or if you're struggling with some form of addiction, thank you again to Janine and Stella Mix Podcast Management. Good night, God bless, and may you trudge the road of happy destiny. Until next time.